Adam Schiff is very upset that there is a cover-up in the White House over this impeachment, even though he did not let the president's legal team in on the first 71 days of the 78-day House inquiry. Pelosi failed to get any of the concessions that she wanted. However, I am starting to think that it was never about concessions or impeaching President Trump. Last election, the DNC snubbed Sanders in favor of Hillary Clinton. They cannot do that again and get away with it. I suspect that Pelosi held out and is making a big deal about this for two reasons. One, to appeal to her base that wants this for whatever reason. Two, to keep Sanders and Warren occupied so that they do not have a chance to campaign. YouTube already limited Tulsi Gabbard's reach in the United States because the Democrats cannot risk someone too far to the right to represent their party. In the same way, they cannot let someone too far to the left represent their party, so they are limiting Sanders. The only major contender left is Biden, and the only trouble that Trump will have with him is understanding what it is that he is saying. If the millions of legal gun owners across the country were a problem, we would know by now. Governor Northam decided that he could not afford to wait, and decided that he wanted sweeping gun control in his state. Naturally, law-abiding citizens came to protest. The media warned us that it would be violent, even though it was not, and they even picked up their trash. At least they did not call it a white supremacist rally. Oh wait, what's this? It seems that the go-to argument in the liberal playbook is that everything is racist. At least law enforcement is complying with Northam's orders. Oh wait, what's this? It seems that every time that there is a major gun grab, let gun sales go up, and gun sales in December were the second highest monthly sales since 1990. Sometimes I think that gun grabbers are trying to arm Americans by sounding foolish. While football players and other celebrities are taking a knee for the national anthem, Iranians are not so callous towards the United States. There are giant painted versions of the Israeli and American flags across Tehran for citizens to step on. However, in the wake of protests over their country shooting down a civilian aircraft that was in response for us killing a terrorist, people are walking around them and not stepping on them. Whereas these people were chanting "Death to America," they are now chanting "Death to the Islamic dictatorship." Things are changing very quickly. Without the misinformation campaign and state-sponsored propaganda, will we be seeing a generation that seeks peace? Will we see a generation that is more open to the gospel? All things happen for the glory of God, and I cannot wait to see what will happen. With yet another caravan of migrants that will use every welfare program without contributing to it, we can rest assured that Mexico is actually defending their side of the border. President Trump is hoping to move $7.2 billion from the Pentagon budget to continue to build the border wall. The border wall is working, as Jim Acosta clearly shows.
Right here, as you can see, yes, you can see through these slats to the other side of the U.S.-Mexico border. But as we're walking along here, we're not seeing any kind of imminent danger. There are no migrants trying to rush toward this fence.
This is keeping out some of the human traffickers and severely damaging their income. You would think that human rights groups would be supporting the wall. If trafficking is less profitable, fewer people will work there. Ironically, that is how the market works. This goes without mentioning all of the drug dealers. I mean, the Democrats used to support the border security the Republicans are arguing for.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens.
Now they are upset because it is President Trump. Take a look at this picture very closely. It is obvious that it is a meme, a social commentary on Dr. King, the Republican. Yet Facebook decided to censor the image because it showed false information. Yet when news about Nick Sandmann and the Native American elder that he confronted was not censored. In the event that it was not obvious already, there is a very clear political bias in the tech industry. Facebook even took down this post just because it has Mother Teresa opposing abortion. Officially, it is because of the page itself, but that is a lie. Florida, among other states, are fighting back against the platform. If it truly is a public platform, they can be sued for restricting speech, and a new bill will allow just that. A $75,000 fine will be assessed to tech companies that censor posts, and the companies will be unable to use the hate speech as an argument in court. While I am doubtful that this bill will actually make it, I am not going to give up hope. Speaking of things that the tech industry is censoring, the de-transition movement is quite huge, with many people coming out and saying that they regret their transition and trying to return to the way that God designed them. Naturally, these stories are not covered by mainstream media and are being suppressed by the tech industry. South Dakota is taking this a step further and has introduced a bill to make puberty blockers illegal. Personally, I do not see how that is so controversial. One reason that it should not be is that statistically speaking, children who undergo transition are more likely than those who do not to commit suicide, and most outgrow it as they get older. Therefore, the safest thing to do to preserve life is to let nature take its course. The minimum age for smoking was just raised to 21, but somehow tweens are mature enough to argue that their internal body chemistry should be completely altered. I want to get back to Tulsi Gabbard for a moment. Hillary Clinton had a special on Hulu, which now I am glad that I will not purchase, saying that she would not endorse Bernie Sanders as president since nobody likes him. She had to walk that back. What does that have to do with Gabbard, you might ask? Clinton also declared that Tulsi Gabbard was a Russian asset. Not only is the Russian collusion fake news, she claimed this without any evidence whatsoever. Now Gabbard is suing Clinton. I suspect Clinton is planning the Epstein treatment for her. If Nick Sandmann can sue CNN and win, maybe Gabbard has a shot. Even if she does not win, the point is not lost. You cannot just make false claims about a political opponent just because you think it is funny. Greta Thunberg is back saying that nothing has been done in regards to climate change since she appeared before the UN. I think that if she spent more time on homework and less on her apocalyptic predictions, she might be more prepared for something other than a job at CNN. Meanwhile, I doubt that she will give up her phone or any electronic device and will still use a refrigerator. Planting trees will do more to take in the CO2 that man is producing than anything else. Yet all Thunberg is interested in is giving speeches. President Trump, on the other hand, has joined the Trillion Trees campaign. For those of you like Thunberg who missed biology class, trees take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Therefore, more trees means cleaner air. But go ahead and continue to preach about climate stability while you live in luxury relative to countless people around the world. Last year, the highlight of the March for Life was the fake news attacking a teenager. This year, the highlight will be President Trump. He will be the first sitting U.S. president to attend the event. We see over and over again that this president is supporting the pro-life and pro-woman position by standing against abortion. By cutting their funding, this man is saving countless lives, while the Democrats are busy impeaching him over investigating corruption. Meanwhile, this was President Obama.
Thank you, Planned Parenthood. God bless you.
Maybe I'm just blowing smoke. Maybe I'm completely off my rocker, but that is just my opinion.